the bright moonlight, you are my sun. A Ladynoir July month-long fanfiction series, Day 2, Mass. Nowadays, Chat Noir avoided going out post-transformation if it wasn't for an attack. Especially in the first year of gaining the Miraculous, he took any chance to transform and get out of the house. He'd swing out of his room as Chat Noir and play in the parks almost all times of the day. It was great fun. He'd entertain the young kids in the city or just sit on the park bench at 2 a.m. staring at the sky and stars. Just being out in his suit was comforting. It was an escape from everything in his life. But as time went on, he got busier, and his life as age regressed got a bit better. He got friends, and he got to go out. There seemed to be less of a reason to escape his everyday life. Thus, the excursions became far and few until they rarely happened. Today, though, today's an exception. It feels like everything is pointing towards running away from his life. For the first time in a long time, he wants to run far, far away from his life. Chat sighs as he dangles his feet off the building. It's a far drop, but he won't fall. The bright, almost blue-white moon is high in the sky, but he feels like he's millions of meters under. Today has just been an awful day. It's too late to go out and play with the young kids as a means to distract himself. Even on the rooftop, he's alone with his crushing thoughts. It's quite awful. At the very least, getting out of the house means feeling less choked and suffocated. That helps a little, but not much. He stares out at the vast skyline of Paris. Why did everything look so big and make him feel so small? Perhaps this was a bad idea. He's wallowing, and he knows it. Chat blows out a deep breath again. Maybe he should just go home. Sitting here isn't helping his conflicting emotions. Chat? A voice calls behind him. He jumps up in shock and comes face to face with Ladybug. She's looking at him with a worried expression. Are you okay? What are you doing out here so late? And why? And what are you doing out here so late? On that note, she asks him. Chat smiles wryly at her as a greeting. Hey, my lady, he says. She raises an eyebrow at him. How'd you find me? Chat asks. Ladybug rolls her eyes with a small smile. I saw you out my window. You haven't done this in a long time. You used to go out in the middle of the day and the lady blog would be full of pictures of you and some kids dancing in the park or getting ice cream, she explains. Ah, that makes sense. You haven't gone out in a while, and when I saw you, I followed, she says. Her expression is a worried frown, and Chat feels bad for putting it there. How are you feeling? What's wrong? What is he supposed to say? He can't lie to her. Not only would that feel awful, but it's Ladybug. I'm actually not sure how I feel, he admits. Her big blue eyes are inspecting him, and it feels like she's looking right through him like glass. Why is that? She asks softly. Chat looks away and sighs. Just, some stuff in my civilian life, he admits. She opens her mouth in a silent O shape, but doesn't push. He knows why. When it comes to their real lives, she's hesitant to talk about it. He understands why, though. It doesn't stop him from wishing they could talk endlessly about their days. I kind of felt the need to be Shaniartist right now, he continues. Are you? Are you different in your civilian life? Ladybug asks tentatively. She's riding waves that she's uncomfortable in, and he knows it, though he appreciates her trying to do so, just for him, just to make him feel better. Shot huffs a laugh. I guess you could say that, he jokes. His head drops down, and he sighs for the millionth time just tonight. I'm more reserved in my daily life, he admits. Ladybug gives him a bug-eyed, incredulous look, as if to say, reserved? You? He reads her features and can't help but laugh. It used to even surprise himself how different he is in his alter ego. Admittedly, Adrien Agreste felt more like an alter ego than Shaniartist ever did. I know, it seems impossible, he laughs, but I really am. I only have a handful of friends, but they are great. He smiles, thinking of his classmates. Normally, I'm in the back of the classroom just hanging out with them. I don't say much. I'm a lot shyer than you'd expect. I find that hard to believe, Ladybug says with a smile. She laughs and jabs him in the side of the torso. You being shy feels like it would be the end of the world, like it would be out of bounds. He dramatically gasps at her. Please, I'd never be the reason for an apocalypse, he jokes. For a second, she freezes, and he looks at her with a curious look before she shakes out of it. Sure, she says with an awkward laugh. Anyway, why are you telling me that you are shy? She snarks him. Shot laughs. Well, because I'm shy at school, not when I'm being Shaniartist, he explains. I'm so different at school and under the mask. I know that for sure, but I'm being the real me when I'm in the suit. The real life version is the masked one, he tells her. Everyone I know expects me to be a certain way, to act a certain way. He looks down at the sidewalk that is so far beneath them. So I acted a little bit more like me. And someone, he winces, someone that means a lot to me thought that I was being fake and told me to stop putting on an act. In reality, I was already putting on an act. That was me being the real me. He sighs. I see, Ladybug says gently. They thought that you couldn't be any different than they already knew? Yeah, he confirms quietly. Yeah, I wanted to be myself with them. I thought they'd have fun with me, but they didn't accept it, and I don't know. It just hurt a lot. And then it escalated, and we're not together anymore. It stings. It really stings. Adrien's heard from other people how breakups hurt, but he didn't think it would feel like this. The aching feeling inside him that isn't physical pain, but it still reminds him that it's there. That nagging voice and feeling in the back of his mind that repeats, it's over. He and Kagami hadn't even been together for that long. It's only 4 months, but God, it hurt in a way he didn't even realize it worked. He's no stranger to rejection. God, he'd known it for so long with Ladybug. But what hurts so much more about Kagami is that she doesn't want to know the real him. Not the one that does photo shoots all day, not the perfect son, not the quiet new kid at school, not the fencing champion. She didn't want to know him when he was free to be himself. She didn't want to know Shaniartist and brushed it off because she'd never seen him act like that before. He liked her. Kagami is a great person, but she doesn't really know who he is. Honestly, he thought she did and thought that she'd understand the facade he'd always put on, considering the fact that she'd been put in a similar position with her own mother. I'm sorry that they didn't want to get to know the real you, Ladybug says softly. You are a great person and great partner. If they don't want to know all of the secret sides of you that they've never seen before, it's their loss, she tells him honestly. You're a complicated person with many layers. It's not on you if they don't understand that. They must have a preconceived notion of who you are. But you're not just the person they think you are, you're also the person you didn't know you were. Her voice is soft, and Shot feels so much better just listening to her. Thanks, he says, falling into her for a hug. He feels her smile on his neck, and everything feels just a little bit better. Of course, she says with a little laugh. And hey, feel free to be yourself with me, to be all the sides of yourself. Shy, silly, cocky, annoying, and sweet. I'm happy with it all, she tells him honestly. In fact, I'd love to see them.